Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing our first discussion topic video for this week, following up after the Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 12, which was called Remember, leading up to Forget, Episode 13. This one we're going to be talking about right off the bat. Will Daryl leave the Alexandria Safe Zone? Will he leave the survivors? Okay, and spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't seen The Walking Dead Episode 12, Season 5 yet. If you guys missed my review, by the way, this is not the review. The review is done. It's in the channel. I'll post a annotation right here to it so you guys can go ahead and check out the review. Likewise, if you missed my predictions for Forget, which is coming up this weekend, I'll put an annotation right there for it so you guys can go ahead and click either of those, check out the review, check out the overall predictions. This one's going to be more focused. I wanted to do a video just giving my thoughts on Daryl, mainly because my favorite character in the series now. I can clearly say at this point in time that after seeing episode 12, I go back and forth sometimes. Sometimes Rick is super badass, and I love to see him punch Aaron in the face and knock him out for a while, and and I just love to see him as a strong leader. But also Daryl, what they've done with Daryl in the Walking Dead television series, how he's just so kind of back and forth, or he's so just and rightfully so, that he has changed so much from the start of the series, from being a character that was probably one of the strongest survivors right off the bat, being able to hunt, being able to do the things that he's able to do on through the seasons, being closed off at first, then learning to care about the people in the group. We saw it in season 4 as they're losing people at the big spot, and that he's tired of losing people. And then the person he's talking to, who he says that to, Beth, they end up losing her in season 5. So where is he at now in terms of a character? Is he a character that wants to be around others, or is he a character that wants to be alone for a while? It makes me think back to season 4's second half, when we got to see some great episodes with Daryl by himself, alone, until he ran into Joe's group. And of course the line, posted it, talked about it in the predictions and in the review. Let's go over it again. Joe says to him when he finds him near the end of season 4 and he first runs into him, pegs him right away, lets him know nothing sadder than an outdoor cat that thinks that it's an indoor cat. And I love that line. I think that line describes Daryl to a T 100%, and we're getting to see exactly what Joe meant by that, is that Daryl is an outdoor cat. Daryl is not a home cat at this point. He's seen too much. He's been through too much to just go back to normal, wear a suit and tie, cut his hair down to just, the regular, and, just kind of go back to the way life was previous. And also, his life and the way it was before the zombie apocalypse was never really like that anyway. He never, before, he never lived in a mansion like these people. He never had anything like that. And to me, it doesn't seem like he wants anything like that. That's not what he's interested in his life. That's not what he wants. But as much as he seems to be closed off from people, he does, at least from my perspective, still get attached to people. And I think that's what he's going to be afraid of going forward with this new group and with new characters here. And he may want to feel closed off from them. And also that, if a character like Beth was tough, and he calls her tough, and you had others that were really tough too, Tyrese being super tough, even the point where him and Rick are fighting, you guys remember that, and him having to, Daryl kind of stepping in, and Rick, back and forth, really tough survivors that are killed off. What does Daryl think about these weaker people? He hasn't really said anything about it, but I think just from his reaction, the way he's behaving already, I think we can see that he really doesn't think much of them. He thinks of them as a lot of our viewers might, as fodder. He kind of would probably think of them as characters that just he doesn't care about, because he knows that they're not going to make it in the long run. He knows they don't have what it takes to make it unless they're hiding behind the walls, which is fake anyway, because eventually, as he's seen with the prison, I'm sure he believes the walls are going to be torn down anyway. So I love the dynamic of the character. I love to see where he's at, but I think he's best kind of in the middle. I think he's a great character that's in the middle. So with regards to him leaving the group, in the episode Conquer, which is the finale for this season, episode 16, it does say in the description, Daryl finds himself in trouble while out on the run. Meanwhile, in Alexandria, Rick and his group continue to feel like outsiders as danger lurks near the gates. So it seems to me we're going to see some separation here. Daryl finds himself in trouble while out on the run. Why is he in the run? What happened? You know, we see in the promo that Aaron's going to be tracking him at least, and Daryl's going to catch him, and then, you know, run off, and something else is going to happen. But are we seeing the start of a separation of Daryl from the main group? And as we saw in them as well, looking for excuses to go off by himself and just be alone, and kind of think back to all the things that have happened, and and I guess decide whether or not he wants to go on or what he wants to do. Still have to survive and everything, but you know who he is. It seems to me, at least for this season, probably for the rest of the season, we're going to see Daryl by himself. You know, maybe in the finale he'd come back, but at least for a while it seems like he's going to be on his own. He's going to separate from the main group, at least a little bit. I would see him coming back, you know, season 6, I would think. Eventually, after a while, but I do think that I really don't think he's ever going to be a character that's going to fit in with the people of Alexandria. There are people I think Daryl can fit in with, like the rest of the survivors, Rick and the others, but I don't think he'll ever get along with people who are part of Alexandria. So with regards to the survivors, I think eventually in season 6 he's going to make his way back, yes, but I do think he's going to leave for a while, and I don't think it's the first time we're going to see that. I think we're going to see more of that in the future, and eventually, we've had the theory for a long time, we've been talking about it for months and months and months, maybe even over a year now, is Daryl Dwight from the Walking Dead comic book series, and I think he is. At this point in time, we're starting to see more of that, and could Daryl eventually run into these saviors, season 6, season 7, season 8, on one of these runs of his? Could he be the first person to come across them? I think he will be. I think that's what we're going to see. So those are some kind of predictions for you guys. I think he's going to leave the group for a while. I think he'll be returning, probably not this season, but I think he'll be returning at some point, in season 6 or season 7. I don't think he's going to get killed off by any means. I don't think, anything out there in the open really is going to get him. I don't think a herd of zombies is going to be able to kill him. I don't think, other survivors are going to want to kill him. I just think he's gotten too used to it now. He's gotten too changed to it now. And he can't, even the previous him before the zombie apocalypse probably wouldn't want to be around these people from Alexandria. And I don't think he really cares much for Deanna or for the others and what's going to happen with them. I don't think he's going to assimilate, and I think he'll be the one that will not change with regards to, season 4, season 3, this previous Daryl to now, after the prison at least, because he was kind of a leader there at the prison and stuff, and he did like that. But I don't think he's going to, change now back to that kind of state. I think he's going to see it as sooner or later something's going to happen, and he'll always kind of be an outsider that likes to kind of go off on his own. So those are my thoughts on it. Will Daryl leave the group? I say yes for a little while, but I think he's going to come back eventually, probably next season. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Just really love the prospect, love the idea, and can't wait to see how it all turns out for who is my favorite character in the Walking Dead television series right now, and maybe will be in the future, depending on what they do with him. As long as he survives long enough, he should be. That is Daryl. Let me know what you guys think about the character, what you want to see from him, when you think he's going to come back. If in Conquer he's still not back, or maybe he'll leave and then come back and then go again. We'll have to see. I think it's going to be more distance as time goes on, more distance, as he probably won't be able to stand being around those type of people, since he hated them even before the zombie apocalypse. He never had a pet pony, right? So let me know what you guys think about all that. If you like this discussion topic video, write your comments below. What do you think of Daryl? Maybe who your favorite characters in the Walking Dead television series, what you think the future holds for the character, how long you think he'll survive, and what you think will happen to him out there, outside of the gates and their safety of the Alexandria Safe Zone. If you guys like the video, please thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, please share it, please favorite it. And yeah, that's it for this one, guys. See you pretty soon. Send me your video suggestions for this week. Tons of things we can talk about. Just whatever you guys want to spend time talking about, and I'll do a Q&A probably tomorrow or the next day. As always, it's Trev saying peace, guys.